Hey, baseball fans, we're back with another preview for you here. This time we're taking on the Chicago Cubs at the Chicago White Sox. The game is being played at Wright Field at 7:40 p.m., with the Cubs coming in as a minus 180 on the money line with a total of only 8.5. Oddly, the Cubs are actually a favorite on the run line, even at a minus 1.5 on the run line with a minus 110 on the run line. Now, in this game, the Cubs are coming in, sitting in second place in the NL Central, facing the fifth place AL Central team in the White Sox. The Cubs are 60-42 on the season and are decent on the road at 27-23. However, the White Sox have struggled at home and overall with a 21-29 home record and a 37-66 overall record. Heading to the mound in this game for the Cubs is Shoto Amanga, who is 7-3 with a 2.40 ERA and 75 innings pitched, with 53 strikeouts. The White Sox are countering with right-hander Adrian Hauser, who is 5-2 with a 1.89 ERA with a 1.23 whip and only 44 strikeouts in 62 innings. Now, the head-to-head for the teams, pretty much all the stats are in favor of the Cubs. The Cubs are hitting at 256 versus the White Sox hitting at a 224. The Cubs have scored 537 runs on the season, whereas the White Sox have barely managed to get over the 350 mark at 381 runs. Now, the hits department, the Cubs are leading by over 100 hits with 899 hits on the year versus the White Sox 756. The power game is definitely tilted in favor of the Cubs, who have almost doubled up the White Sox home run total, with the Cubs coming in at 152 versus 85 from the White Sox. Now, as you can tell, this is a tail of the tape, as the Cubs actually lead in the ERA with a 3.86 versus a 4.08 from the White Sox. The whip is a 1.22 for the Cubs versus a 1.38 for the White Sox. The overall strikeouts is closer, with the Cubs still edging out with a 764 total strikeouts and versus the White Sox 751. The walk department, the Cubs are ahead by over 100 walks with only 272 given up versus 378 from the White Sox. The opponent's average is a 245 for the Cubs versus a 251 for the White Sox. Now, with all those things slanted so heavily in favor of the Cubs, and the fact that the White Sox have yet to beat the Cubs this season and the margin of victory has been well over the run line here, we're going to take the Chicago Cubs on the run line. Yeah, the White Sox are at home, but the White Sox, they're struggling this year. If you're looking at a total figure, though, the starters have done decent on the year and have a really good ERA, so if you're looking more for a total, go on the under. Either way, we're taking the Cubs minus 1.5. Have a good day, people.